Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Orlando, and on this channel we talk about fragrances. And after a bit of researching, I've decided to do a series of videos where I'm going to be concentrating on a particular fragrance note. So I thought that is a good idea, and it's kind of at the same time that I am learning about each note by researching. I also can share my findings and also share with you some fragrances that contain that note or that accord. So yeah, I thought would be a very interesting thing. So for this first video in this series, I'm going to be talking about the note of oud or agarwood. So what is oud? Oud or agarwood, it's an intensely fragrant oil um, that is extracted from the fungus-infected heartwood of the Aquilaria tree, which is a tree that is native to Southeast Asia. It is mainly found in dense forests in Indonesia, um, Thailand, Bangladesh, and is also found in India and Cambodia. So how is oud made? So these trees are infected by a fungus, um, and when they get infected, they produce a resin, which is the oud, really. And this resin kind of seeps into the wood of, the heartwood of the tree, and this is what gets extracted from the tree. So it's normally they take this resinous wood chips out of the tree, and it's then uh, extracted. The oil is extracted by distillation or also by melting the substance. So what does oud smell like? So oud can have different facets, really. So you get the kind of the very pungent, dark, very kind of animalic, uh, almost barnyardy ouds. These are kind of very intense, and it depends probably on the age of the tree and how infected it is. So I think maybe the older the tree is, maybe the stronger it is, the more pungent it is, the more animalic it is. And you also get the sweeter and less animalic ouds that come like from Cambodia. They normally are slightly sweeter, more fruity ouds. So, and then because it's so this extraction, and because it's so rare, it's a very expensive ingredient, and is normally fragrance companies these days, they use an oud accord instead of real oud, because it's so expensive and is so rare that they use like a synthetic oud or an oud accord. It doesn't mean that it will always be synthetic, but it will have a mixture of maybe some naturals and aroma chemicals to create these accords. So normally in fragrances you will get that. There might be very very few fragrances that contain real oud, but that's understandable, and I think that's it doesn't make the fragrance any less good that if it doesn't contain real oud, just an oud accord. So, and in fact, the fragrances that I have in my collection that contain the note of oud or this oud accord are normally just oud accords, really. Yeah, I think that's about it on the background of what oud is. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I've gathered by doing a bit of research. But yeah, you're welcome to leave some comments down below and correct me if I'm wrong in some of the things that I've mentioned here. But I have a list of 5 fragrances here in my collection that have that I think are kind of the best ones that I mean, at least in my opinion, you might disagree with this, but they are, to me, some of the best oud-based fragrances. So yes, oud is used mainly as a base note, um, meaning being the a note that is used on the structure of a formulation to have it's heavier as a heavier note, so it's used as a base note to give a formulation some structure. Um, and they also varies. I mean, not all oud accords smell the same because, I mean, they are already an accord, so they use different ingredients to make the um, the accord, and also on a fragrance you will have that, but also other notes that make the composition of the fragrance, and that of course the oud will change, and you will also get the other notes on the fragrance that will be the overall smell of that fragrance. So anyway, without much further ado, I'll just gonna show you the fragrances in my collection. It's 5 of them that I think represent the note of oud quite well. So I'm starting with, this is in no particular order, it's just 5 fragrances. So I'm starting with Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton, and this fragrance is a very it's dark, it's very woody, and also slightly sweet, but this is a rose and oud combination, which is, I mean, oud is often combined with rose. It's a very popular combination in perfumery, and this is like one of the best ones I find in the market. So it's very you get this very dark, dense, woody um, base with the rose, and it's just really I found it to be slightly animalic as well, so it's done really well here. I'm sure this is probably an accord, and but it's really one of those that you kind of you get the sense of what oud smells like. So yeah, it's very interesting fragrance. It's really long lasting as well, because it's very base heavy, so it's really long lasting, and it projects really nicely. This in the air, it's really good. It might when you first spray, it might be a slightly off-putting because it's quite strong, and this the oud is slightly animalic, but in the air this smells fantastic. And as it dries down, it's kind of a smoother, but at the same time rich smell. So yeah, it's Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. Yeah, it's one of the most popular ones as well. So on the next one that I have here is one of my favorites really, and it's by Ojar, and this is the Infusion Velours. Uh, as I said, I'm not too sure if this contains real oud or if it's an accord, but nevertheless, this is an amazing smelling fragrance. This has got raspberry, this has got black currant, so it's like a fruity, um, slightly it's fruity, it's woody, it's slightly spicy as well, but it's very smooth. I think the smoothness here comes from sandalwood, but it's just so smooth as well, and um, super well blended, in my opinion. I love this fragrance. This is another one that is very long lasting as well, and projects really nicely. Yeah, I think this is one to try if you haven't yet. This is an absolutely amazing blend here. Gorgeous. It's Infusion Velours by Ojar. The next one is another very popular fragrance, and that's by Initio, of course, and this Oud For Greatness. And Oud For Greatness, because of they've included here like saffron and some spicy notes as well, so, and like cinnamon, there's nutmeg as well, so this, it's kind of a as kind of a warm spicy fragrance with this kind of sweet woody background. So this is very sweet, but at the same time it's very woody. It's kind of rich. It's intense. Um, it's mega long lasting as well. Projects really nicely as well. And in the air, this is just really, really incredible. It's this very sweet, woody fragrance. Absolutely amazing. Totally unisex as well, and an incredible smell that lasts a very long time in your skin. So that is Oud For Greatness by Initio Parfum Privé. Next one is one of my favorites. Actually, this whole list are some of my favorite fragrances in my collection. I mean, I love oud. And it is Outcast Blue by Ex Nihilo, and this is the Extrait de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum, as far as I know, does not contain oud or the eau de corde, but this one, the Extrait de Parfum, does, and that's what differentiates this from the Eau de Parfum one, is the note of oud, which I absolutely love in this fragrance. It's a very kind of slightly animalic, very realistic oud smell, in my opinion, and this so well blended with saffron and some spices as well in this fragrance, because this is again a very, it's not as sweet as Oud For Greatness, but is slightly sweet woody fragrance, and it's just super beautiful because it starts kind of it has this freshness right at the top, but then the sweeter and the oud note comes in, and this, it just makes this fragrance so regal, so sensual as well. It smells expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but it also smells like an expensive fragrance. You know that you have a fragrance that's got very good quality ingredients. It's really incredible. I love this one. It's, yeah, it's really great. It's Outcast Blue, the Extrait de Parfum by Ex Nihilo. And last but not least is Oud Maracujá by Maison Crivelli. And this one is, it's a very unexpected blend, because you have maracujá, which is passion fruit, which is like a tropical fruit, and is blended with a oud accord, which is really interesting. And this oud accord is then also has some leather accord here, so it's dark, it's heavy, it's dense, it's strong, but at the same time has the note, this very fruity note of passion fruit, which is tropical. So it makes this fragrance so interesting, and like one of the nicest oud based fragrances I've smelled, because I like it that is so different and so interesting. I've not smelled anything like this before, and yeah, it definitely one of my favorites, is one to try. It's very, very popular, and it's popular for a reason. It's very, very good. That is Oud Maracujá by Maison Crivelli. And that is it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please do leave some comments down below. Tell me whether you like this video, and if you'd like to see other videos like this one that I talk about some other fragrance notes and some fragrances, obviously. And yeah, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching again. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye.